Hi, Scott Sattler, Managing Director of Complete Corporate Services. The following educational presentation covers modules surrounding topics demonstrating how lawyers can use investigators to assist in areas of law such as commercial, family, criminal, and personal injury. I hope you find the use of investigators by the legal industry helpful.
Module 3, Due Diligence. Due diligence is described as the reasonable steps taken by a person to avoid harm to persons and property. Essentially, it involves an investigation, review or audit, which is often performed to identify details about a particular matter or confirmed facts. Good quality due diligence is often the key to stopping many problems before they occur. Many legal practitioners use investigators to undertake due diligence or background work in a variety of areas. For example, due diligence is commonly performed in commercial transactions, such as when the lawyer acting for the buyer wants to investigate the purchase company to avoid any pitfalls. Legal practitioners are certainly capable of undertaking a wide range of due diligence. However, using investigators to fulfill a number of gaps in the due diligence process often ensures that a comprehensive job is done. Investigators are often used to undertake due diligence, including extensive online research developing intelligence, undertaking analysis and evaluation. That then forms the basis of inference development. Good investigators are specially trained in this field. Investigators may also be used for due diligence for the use of data matching software, fact verification, asset verification and evaluation, and for performing inquiries and undertaking field work with persons of interest, associates, and former business partners or former wives to get the real picture. Importantly, in relevant instances, good investigators have the ability to engage with the target covertly or use other covert methodology to find out the truth. The following are some examples as to why you would use investigators to undertake due diligence. Firstly, you may use them in your own business practice or to assist with your client's business practice. This may be to protect yourself or your client from future loss or damage, and you need the assurance about the bona fides of a new business partner, employee, enterprise, or property. It's worth considering if you or your client confidently know who they're going into business with, whether the business stacks up, whether the person they are investing your funds with is credible, whether representations made are honest and accurate, whether property you are securing is free and unencumbered, whether all issues relating to your transaction have been verified, whether your new business partner is really who he or she represents, whether the person you're about to employ is as good as he or she represents, whether assets you are considering acquiring are valued correctly, and whether the person you are attracted to and is about to move into your home has a credible past. Unfortunately, most disasters lead back to the same question: would this have happened if I had conducted proper due diligence? Good quality due diligence can save you or your client a lot of money and a lot of long-term pain. Secondly, we will now consider business acquisition, investments, partnerships, and finance with respect to due diligence. Ensuring a business stacks up is a big job. You must do your homework or due diligence. This is your opportunity to avoid a world of problems. In the aftermath of a business sale, common complaints include: the business does not turn over or derive the profit that was represented. The business owner was the business, and when he left, the business left with him. The previous owner has taken all of the clients and is operating in opposition. Key management and staff left upon settlement. The business entity is being sued or is exposed to some other liability or undisclosed payments. The title of the business did not cover certain plant and equipment or intellectual property. The plant and equipment does not work. Employee liabilities were not disclosed. Tax liabilities were not disclosed. Government licensing or other requirements have not been complied with. Intellectual property represented but was not secured. The industry has changed and the business is now obsolete. Or general representations made on a variety of subjects were found to be incorrect. Ultimately, and unfortunately, the old adage, possession is 9/10 of the law, can be very true. Once a settlement has been completed, it is difficult and costly to seek a remedy. Although there are many pitfalls in buying a business, there are steps you and your client can take to minimize the risk of buying or investing into a lemon. Common due diligence tasks undertaken during matters of business acquisition, commercial sales, investments include corporate structure searches through ASIC, a review of the target company constitution, a review of the target company compliance and housekeeping, checking the personal property security register searches to identify any financing statements registered in relation to any target assets that have security interests over all or part of the asset, checks on business licensing requirements and compliance, a review of supply and employment contracts, identification of intellectual property and IP rights, trading names, a review of website and social media accounts, including identification of any defamatory content or negative content affecting the business's online reputation, identification and review of liabilities, status of any litigation, review of insurance, and asset assessment. Private investigators are often engaged to conduct due diligence in relation to employment. Letting someone that you do not know into your business is a very serious step. Do you or your client really know what you are getting? On average, 74% of resumes are overstated. Have you ever received a resume or interviewed an applicant that disclosed the following information about themselves? That they had a previous term of imprisonment for fraud or theft, misconduct with a previous employer, failure to perform or meet KPIs, failure to fit in with the team, the payment of secret commissions or other corrupt conduct, workplace claims made against an employer, pre-existing physical or psychological injury, a serious drug habit, or their practice to visit mistresses and play golf during work hours? Probably not. Interestingly, this type of intelligence is very rarely revealed in a job interview by applicants who expect that you will take them on face value. Investigators can conduct due diligence to fact-check and uncover important information about a prospective employee. As a lawyer, this may apply to you if you intend to hire someone, or it may be beneficial for your clients who are looking to expand. In commercial transactions, your client may want due diligence conducted on employees of the business they intend to purchase so that they can determine which staff they intend to keep after the sale. With a rise in government regulation and enforcement, litigation claims and internal theft of intellectual property and funds, employing people is a serious step. Can you or your clients afford to take any chances? You may also contact a private investigator for due diligence in the area of market intelligence. A good way to protect an investment is to consistently and accurately know what the market is doing. Some factors to consider are: is the demand for your type of service or product changing? Are upgrades in technology creating opportunity? Is government regulation or enforcement requiring a change to the way you are doing business? Is a business that you are considering acquiring about to be prosecuted? Are your suppliers about to be wiped out or change the way they do business with you? What are your competitors doing? Who are their clients, and how can you win them over? What opportunities exist in the marketplace for you to leverage off? Good investigators are equipped and skilled to use strategic survey criteria to undertake this type of analysis for clients then to rely upon to create strategic plans. The methods and tools used by investigators to conduct due diligence are tailored to the specific client needs and area or industry. Some of the strategic tools used by CCS to assist with commercial due diligence include Porter's 5 Forces Analysis. This tool is useful in conducting due diligence with a focus to analysing competition of a company or business and can help determine if there is rivalry among competing sellers, the threat of potential new entrants, the threat of substitute products, supplier bargaining power, or buyer or consumer bargaining power. Private investigators may also use a SWOT analysis. This framework allows for an analysis of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. This may apply to your client's own business or one they are intending on purchasing, acquiring, or merging with. These frameworks can be particularly useful for a client wishing to purchase a business, as it allows for the investigator performing due diligence to reliably inform you and your clients about the products and services that the business offers and identifies any risk associated with them. Now let's talk about compliance and risk management. In the aftermath of the 2008 global financial crisis, most post-mortem reports concluded that a failure of corporate governance, compliance, and risk management heavily contributed to business collapses. Today, corporate governance, compliance, and risk management are a central strategy in most successful businesses. AS NZS ISO 31000-2009 Risk Management Principles and Guidelines outlines the due diligence steps in the process, which commence with an identification of risk, analysis of risk, and evaluation of risk. Now let's talk about witness backgrounds. With an increase in government regulatory enforcement and litigation, many people become the subject of allegations that require defending. Proposed evidence by witnesses needs to be examined, tested, authenticated, and/or alternatively disproved. Witness credibility also requires investigation. The classic example here relates to criminal matters. A lawyer working in criminal defense can engage the services of a private investigator with a view to obtaining backgrounds on witnesses which may assist with issues of credibility and to test and fact-check various items of evidence. It may not be sufficient or even wise to simply rely on the prosecution brief without conducting your own inquiries. And as a criminal defense lawyer, engaging an investigator to conduct due diligence in relation to the criminal matter ensures you and your client have all of the relevant information. CCS has been involved in providing due diligence services in a number of criminal matters, some of which resulted in identifying significant issues relevant to witness credit, which impacted the inclusion of evidence. Investigation puts our clients in the best position to defend matters through our thorough process of evaluation and evidence gathering. Finally, let's discuss private needs and association. If your client needs to know who they are getting involved with in any type of relationship, investigators are useful at conducting due diligence inquiries. As a lawyer, you should make sure your clients do not let anybody into their life that may cause problems or cost them a lot of money, opportunity, or credibility.
Thanks for participating in the presentation. We hope you found it valuable. If you require further information or assistance, please don't hesitate to contact Complete Corporate Services via email, operations@completecorp.com.au, or call us 1300 911 334.